You don't have to worry about whether you're doing it quote unquote right or wrong. If it's working for you and it's making you happy, then maybe it's the right thing to do. There is no one right answer in finance. In investing, like we know, it's not intuitive for people, but this is an endeavor where you might.
Morgan Housel here today.
And we should try to help them understand what their options are. But people do so many different things with their money. Can I give you one quick story that's in the book that I really liked? The majority of lottery tickets in the United States are purchased by the poorest Americans. The lowest decile of income earners buy the majority of lottery tickets. Now, someone like me or you might look at that and say, that's crazy. These people who can barely feed themselves are buying scratcher tickets. That makes no sense. It's not rational. I have a friend who's a financial advisor. He's successful now, but he grew up in abject poverty. He was homeless most of his childhood. And he told me a story one time that he remembers when he was a child and his refrigerator was empty and his mom had $3 to her name. And he said, look, $3 is not going to fill the refrigerator. It's not going to make a dent. But $3 will buy you 3 lottery tickets that will give you the potential to fill the refrigerator. And he said, until you can understand that mindset, you don't understand why these poor people are buying so many lottery tickets. When it's your only chance of hope of literally feeding your kids in this situation, it doesn't make sense. And so that's an extreme example, but it just shows like there's so much going on inside of people's heads, and there's no one right answer of what's the right thing to do. Then I think all of us just need to find out what works for us, be a little more introspective about who we are and what we want and what our goals are, our social aspirations are, and just find a plan that works for us.
Besides the time horizon, what do you think are also the biggest mistakes that people are making when it comes to their money?
I think there is a lot of money to be made in the money business. And because of that, there is a lot of bad advice. And there are a lot of people who look fairly reputable and sound fairly reputable who are, scam is the wrong word because that implies it's illegal. I think you're the lawyer, maybe you know. But there are a lot of people who I think mean well, but they operate in a system where the incentives push them to giving not the best advice and charging outrageous amounts for it. I always think like one of the best financial skills you can have is a very, very finely tuned BS detector so that you can see an ad or hear a pitch and say like, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but that's a bad product that you're selling.